So, how are you?
Yeah. Um, I'm okay. Little exhausted. Got quite a bit going on.
Okay.
Trying to in the middle of I gotta make this quick because I got another meeting at 12 and then back with you again at 1.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's fine. I'm on vacation, so I feel you anyway.
So yeah, a lot of people after the show. So yeah, I've been trying to follow up with a lot of people after the show and get things, try to boost up the sales and stuff.
Awesome. Good. All right. So, this week's lesson all about your opening night. Um any major glaring questions or thoughts about how you want to run an opening night for a gallery opening?
Um, no, I don't think so. I think I, I I just left my room, but I had my notes with me.
Hmm.
Because I'm trying to go at the top of my head. No, because I started doing some notes as far as this call for artists that I just did this past about couple of weeks ago. So I'm starting I just started doing a rough draft of the artist statement for the two pieces that I've selected for that.
Uh-huh.
And uh, I guess the only thing just need to do is just get in contact with the person that's running the show, the gallery or whatever, and just get some more information as far as uh, the sales and what have you. Because the only thing I know of right now is that it's part of a jury show. First prize gets $500, second prize gets $300, and the third gets 150 or something. So, uh, but if anybody wants to purchase it, um, I just I just got to be ready I guess to be prepared to sell.
Right.
So,
So yeah,
um,
I would discuss with them, first of all, is the work for sale? If it's a jury show where there's a prize, um, you know, do you even get the piece back? Or are you basically, if you win, are you basically selling the piece to the gallery? That might be something they had in mind. It doesn't really say. Or
oh,
are
I don't
you,
know.
so keep that in mind, get clear on that. And then are the other works in the show for sale as well? And who's, if everything's for sale, then who's handling the sales? Does the gallery have a specific point person for that? Is there literally a cash register where somebody could buy it right then? Or
Yeah.
and are they taking it off the wall then, or are they waiting until the month-long show is over? So
Hmm.
those are the types of questions that have to get clarified when you're working through another gallery.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get those questions. I
Yep.
got to get those questions answered
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
so that I can I know what to do because with what you said or the lesson is that yeah, you want to engage people that want to purchase it, but it's kind of like you kind of lead them to the gallery first. The people they handle the transactions and
It's
all that
going to
other
be
stuff.
different at each place. And that's exactly why the conversation has to happen with the gallery owner, because they might just be like, oh, no, you do all your own stuff. And you'll be like, oh, okay, fine. But you need to know that ahead of time. Or, like I said, is it a situation where basically the piece is a piece of merchandise for the gallery, so they have to charge sales tax, and obviously they're probably taking a commission, so they're going to want to get it all in the register that way, and then they take their cut and pay you your cut. So but it's going to be different at every single
Hmm.
place. So um
Oh,
yeah, a lot to think about there.
okay.
Yeah, it is. It's different everywhere. So just good to get those clarified.
Yeah.
So yeah. Did you get to watch the hanging demo, the wire hanger demo?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch that
Okay, that's in there when you need it. It's
late
very
last night.
straightforward. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
even worry about it. It's there when you need it, as part of the bonus
Okay.
material. So very cool. Let me pull up my notes here real quick so we can get on track. All right, we don't need Facebook right now. So let's see. All right, so yes, that hanging demo is in there for you. So you have a download of the specifics of how to write your specific artist statement, things that should be in there, how the paragraph should be broken down. The one thing I've noticed about a specific statement is, again, you could move these paragraphs around to make it flow however you need to.
Yeah, I actually did a specific, not for this show, but for Shannon's piece,
Uh-huh.
uh, like Wednesday night, right before I shipped it out to her yesterday.
Cool.
And but I had it pre-planned, like before the showcase. I pre-planned it because of when she made the commitment to purchase it. So I wrote a little bit of stuff, and then late I think Wednesday night, that's when I got everything together and did, like, I did more of I did like about 5 paragraphs
Yeah,
with
and
that.
that's fine. So long as these
And I
major
did it.
elements are there.
Yeah, they were there. They were there. So I talked about the description of the work, and it was more of the how and the why and the meaning behind that piece more than anything, because that's kind of what developed when I shared it on Facebook.
Right.
And so yeah, I typed that up, and so yeah, I'm but with this, I guess, as far as a show and per se, this I need to, like, memorize it so that when it's time for the show, someone asks me about it, I know, boom, okay, yeah, this is what it means, blah, 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 and
Right.
I
And
can.
here's the thing. You don't need to be robotic about the memorization process. You know what it means to you. You know
Right.
why you made it, but writing it out and putting it into sentence structures really helps you think about how to speak to it more clearly.
Yeah.
So I wrote this morning because this is
Hmm.
my upcoming show, and you've seen some of these works already.
Yeah.
So again, it's just my 3 paragraphs. I probably could make this longer, but honestly, I think it works pretty well. Dreamy
Hmm.
Landscapes on Film is a visual representation of the ephemeral feelings first felt when I was exploring the American West. Traveling across by train from Buffalo to Utah, 2012. I was more than charmed by the rocky desert vistas. So you can still get real, sort of flowery with this stuff, but it's still in
Hmm.
layman's terms.
Yeah.
This series is my attempt to capture those first feelings. And then I talk about how utilizing only film to capture these frames, I've instilled a sense of time into each scene. When you're among these ancient rocks, you can feel the timeline of a million years behind you and a million years ahead, and you become fluid on that line. And then I talk about the double exposures. The double exposures only add to the sense of reeling. These film strips were shot, and this is the deep why, or the how, very specific. The film strips were shot through my Nikon EM35 and my Holga 120 camera for the double exposures and the square frames. After developing, each frame is scanned and then split tone digitally in Lightroom, drawing the viewer deeper into the dream world. So yes, I'm talking about some kind of dry stuff there, but then I bring it back into some sort of meaning.
Mm-hmm.
These images are colorful and whimsical, bordered in the nostalgic rounded frame of a 1970s snapshot. So that right there is pretty, that's a pretty descriptive sentence and talks a lot about why I made very specific choices on how I'm displaying the work.
Yeah.
And housed in a natural blonde wood in keeping with the raw elements of the landscapes. So every choice we make as an artist is a decision that leads back to being completely in control of what the viewer sees and senses,
Right.
and how that relates back to the message. If I was to put these in, really, really ornate frames that look like something out of the Victorian age, they would have a completely different feel to them.
Right.
For me, this series is about the endlessness of the rocks, the fleeting nature of the dream, and combining those into the raw power of feeling something that is so steady yet so fragile.
Okay.
And pretty simple.
Right.
I just wrote this morning because I have that outline of those 3 paragraphs. So I literally busted this out in about 10 minutes, and I can I can memorize, quote unquote, memorize this so that when I am speaking to somebody during the show, they can, I can recall this statement or refer to it. It's right there on the wall. I'm at the show. It's on the wall. If you clam up, you can go read your statement real quick on the slide.
Yeah.
And be like, oh yeah, I wrote something and I
Yeah,
want
I
to
remember
remember
that.
what I said.
Yeah, I think what I did last night when starting it, I kind of was really long because I think what I did was I did a how for each piece,
Yeah,
and
okay.
because the reason why is but the thing is that I can generalize it because they both stem from what we're dealing with right now with society just being forced into this digital age, this change, and that's one of the reasons why I did those pieces digitally.
Yeah.
Is because I still wanted to maintain the sense of human emotion and human thought, but but the human thought and emotion will never be digitized.
Right.
Even though we are living our world more in a more technically advanced world now. We were forced into that with these certain circumstances. Mm-hmm. So I think I need to shorten it down to just those and combine them. Find the similar things with each one of those and combine them, because what I had right now was just a long how section.
Yeah, take it down.
It was long because I just broke it down to right.
Yep. Yeah, so the one I just wrote,
so,
that's for a series of 10. Okay, so yes,
yeah.
Some of them were made on 35 millimeter film and some of them were made on 120 film, but the whole sentence is it's just one sentence, saying yes, some are like this and some are like that.
Okay.
So that whole statement encompasses 10 different photographs, and yes, they're all similar, but they were made somewhat differently. And yes, some were shot in Colorado, some were shot in Utah. It's the American Southwest, It doesn't really. Boom, I don't have to get that specific.
So, because I went a little more specific because each of them were done in different drawing software apps. One was done in Photoshop and one was done in ArtRage. Mm-hmm. So I should just say in digital art platforms.
Something along those lines. Because somebody, if they really want to know, they'll ask you.
Yeah, they'll ask you, I can tell them.
Yeah. Right. So it's specific enough to let somebody know how you did it, but it's not, it's in the interest of space on a page, we're going to keep it to, you know, a minimum of getting your point across, basically, and lumping
Yeah.
together however many pieces you're showing into one statement. Because it would be
Yeah.
rare that you would be showing, you know, this piece and this piece that are totally unrelated in the same show. That would be rare, because generally shows
Yeah.
have a theme or something
Right.
of that nature. So it's going to be rare that you would have to be talking about something so different in one statement, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, these kind of go together because they were drawn, they were painted and drawn, or the process was created right around this time of this weird kind of trend when I think when the first part of 2020 hit and the whole coronavirus and you had a lot of tragedies and certain things that happened. That's when I just, there was something different about this year that I felt. And so I took that into account for one piece that I started. And then the other piece was kind of the continuation. It was like this, you know, it was, one piece was based off of, okay, let's think outside of the box. It also kind of delves into how I felt coming into 2020, as well as getting into more of my creative mindset and outside of my survival mindset. And then and that really helped me as far as coping with this sudden change.
Mm-hmm.
And so this show that I'm doing, it deals a lot with it deals a lot with mental health.
Yep.
And so these two pieces deal with, well, one of them deals with getting your mindset in the proper place, and the other is getting negative energy out, but voicing your opinions, expressing the frustrations, get all of that out. So it's kind of like you have to, I guess I have to do an artist statement that's relevant to what the theme of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
You know, am I correct in thinking that?
Yeah, because
Okay.
you're working within the constraints of the theme of the overarching show. Yes. So it's not just,
Yes.
you're not the only artist there. In the one I just wrote, I'm the only artist there.
Right.
So yes, when you are doing group shows, and there's an overarching theme to the show, your statement should obviously speak about your pieces, but how they relate to the theme of the show. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
okay.
In that case, you might have, you know, a fourth or fifth paragraph talking about, you know, yes, these pieces are, because what's the theme of the show? What's the name of the show?
It's divulge some mental health. I can't remember.
Right. So mental health. Mental health is the theme.
It's been a while since
yeah, mental health is the theme. So you're going to write a whole paragraph about our current situation and how these particular pieces relate to the idea of mental health, and that you hope that they express what you envisioned they would express about mental health. So yeah, you would have another paragraph relating back to the overall theme of the show. Yes, good to note.
Okay.
So, what else we got here? So you have this as a download, so you can always work off of that. I just make a copy of the outline, and then I work off of that. So again, how to talk to people about your art. once you have this stuff written out, your brain has basically organized it into a fashion where you can more easily recall it, remember it, and utilize pieces of it through conversation. And then, of course, the other person's going to do the rest for you. They're going to ask questions, you're going to answer questions, and you're going to be relating to each other, which is awesome. And that's what art is for. They're conversation starters.
Yes.
So now we've talked about handling sales a little bit here. Yes, you're going to need a point person, or if the gallery says no, you're in charge of all of that, then you need to know that. And again, maybe there's a friend with you or a family member helping you out at the show. If the gallery really isn't going to be doing anything, or if it's your own show that you organized yourself. So know who the point person is. It's you, or it's the gallery owner, or it's a friend or family member, because you need to obviously start the sale yourself by having the conversation, and the person says, oh man, I that's awesome, I need to have that on my wall right now. All right, cool. Let me, you've already, here's the price on the wall, you've already agreed to the price. Maybe they're not objecting to anything. So you just say, okay, great. Well, the show's up for another month. So let me take your payment today so that I can just mark it sold right now. And then we'll arrange for delivery as soon as the show comes down. And then maybe you move them over to your point person, your mother or your best friend or whatever it is, and say, hey, they're going to help you get your payment squared away, which you would have already coached your friend or family member ahead of time on how to actually take a payment.
I do have a question. When it comes to like the shipment of the art piece, do you handle that, or do they? Do the gallery? I guess the gallery handles that, but do the customer pays the gallery for the shipment?
Probably, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, usually, yes. So again, that's another question to add into, when you're speaking to the gallery owner, add that in there, who's handling shipping.
And I have one other question, because the last exhibit, like in person that I did, there was a big question as far as, should we put a price tag up for our piece of art, or shouldn't we? But we didn't put a price tag. It was a group event, so we didn't put a price tag on any of our works. We just put like, in case of wanting to purchase, contact so and so. So, is that something is that something that the gallery should say, hey, you guys put out should say, hey, it's mandatory that you have a price tag on it, or don't put a price tag on it? Is that?
It's again going to be gallery specific. I am of the idea that there should be a price on the work.
Okay.
But if they don't want a price on the work and they just want to say, inquire within or whatever, that's fine. But generally, people know how much they want to spend on art. They know how much they want to spend on art. So I just put the prices up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do it at the time, because I didn't really know what to do with that. I was
right. It's your first one. Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it was weird.
Again, people need to know that the work is for sale. They don't, if you don't lead them to the sale will never happen.
Right.
Yeah. So
right, because they don't know what it is. Because they want to get it. If they see stuff, they want to buy it. They want to take it right there.
Yeah. So as long as they, if it's $300 and they're like, oh man, I can afford that. Great. But if it just says inquire within, they might think that it's $1,000 and that they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Because they don't know, or they might be cheap and think that it's $50 and then they inquire and they're like, ew, God, no. If they see the price, they make their own internal judgment immediately.
But also too, it gives them another step for them to
Right.
take.
They're
And that's an extra deal that they have to navigate.
exactly.
They got to figure out where, they got to remember to
It's a
email you or call
roadblock.
you or whatever.
Right. It's a roadblock.
Exactly.
It's a roadblock to the sale.
Yeah.
We don't like roadblocks.
No, we want to make it simple, easy, plain. Here it is.
Boom.
This is
done.
where it is. Boom.
Exactly.
Done. Right.
And here's the thing. The only reason I'm asking you to have a point person rather than having it be you that actually like takes the payment and does a bunch of paperwork is because it might take some time. And that's why the gallery has a person to go, okay, yes, let me take your payment and get your address and arrange for shipping and this and that, while you could potentially be making the next sale.
Exactly. Because you're there to network, and
Exactly.
you can't really network when you're focused on this person. You're away from your audience.
Exactly. It's your job to be a social butterfly, and it's somebody else's job to do the administrative work.
Right.
Yes. So, but you should get all the way to the point of the close and the handshake and thank you and all of that. And then you're over here, this person's going to take your payment. Don't leave them hanging for somebody else to do the talking, just the administration work.
Okay.
And then of course, yes, networking, we know all about this. So yes, you should be literally trying to learn every single person's name, and if they show any interest at all, you should be getting some kind of contact information.
Yeah.
And again, listen for those keywords. Oh, I love it. Oh, I wish I could have it. Wish.
Yeah, I wrote those down.
Payment plan. Yeah.
And yeah, you know what? I that's what I was working on earlier this morning, right after the show or during the middle of the show, like on Saturday night. This one person, she wanted to purchase a print, one of my pieces, but it was too small. She wanted a larger piece for it.
Oh, nice.
So I have an account with this online gallery, and I can literally change the size of the piece at my very whim.
Yes.
So I changed it to the size that she wanted, gave her a quote. Because she commented on it, I said, okay, since you commented on my Saturday show, here you go. It's $20, 20% discount. You can use, and she asked if she can use it on the piece. I'm like, yes, you can. There you go. So she still was like, well, because she's overseas, she was still worried about shipping and all this other stuff. So I was like, okay. So I went back. So I followed back with her early this morning. I meant to get back with her, but I was doing after show stuff.
Yeah.
But I got back with her early this morning and told her, okay, I'm offering a 3-month and a 6-month payment plan, still 30%. I told her how the offer goes. If you want a refund before you finish paying, that's fine. Just a transaction. I just have to charge a transaction fee of 3%. Since we're working with PayPal, to send your money back, it's trade. I'm be charged transaction fee.
There's costs involved.
So,
refunds cost money.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I offered that. She's really excited about it.
Cool.
So and the thing is that the one thing I really want, I'm starting to learn now, is I really want people that are really passionate about my work to have it. Mm-hmm. It's an emotional purchase, and to me personally, I would feel a lot better having it going to somebody that really cares about it.
Yeah.
Because number one, I could establish a good, solid relationship with this person, so that the next time I have something that comes up, they're going to be willing to purchase more pieces from me. Yes. Because people don't buy from strangers or things; they buy from people. So
you got it, brother.
I'm just trying to, yeah. So yeah.
You are learning. You are doing good here. The last couple things there,
Honestly.
food and beverage and communication. So
Oh God, I want to talk to you about that too.
yeah, okay.
Uh,
So all galleries are so different. Some galleries are totally set up. They have a food and beverage guy, you know, the whole thing's catered. They know exactly what's going on. They pay for all of that. Like it's all taken care of. And then you got other galleries that might be smaller. Doesn't mean they're not worth the time, but they're like, oh yeah, we don't have a plan for food and beverage, or we can't, or whatever. So just make sure that you have really good communication going into the show of like, okay, are we doing food and beverage? Can we do food and beverage? Because food and beverage makes people stay longer, which is
mm-hmm.
a good thing because you need bodies in the door. You need bodies in the door
Yeah.
at an art opening. You can't have one
Mm-hmm.
person come in and then leave, and then one person come in and then leave. That's no fun for anybody. It has to be a party. So
Yeah.
you have to basically make it into a party, and it doesn't have to be anything heavy. You know, you need some water. If they have a temporary liquor license, then you can do some wine. You know, you can just get a temporary liquor license for a day in most municipalities. And then cheese and crackers, grapes. That's it. That's perfectly fine for an art opening. You really don't need more than that, but it's something to just keep the people there.
Okay.
Bathrooms is a big one. Okay, I've gone to art shows where there's no bathroom. Ask what the bathroom
Oh,
situation
wow.
is, because like I told you, I've been to shows in empty warehouses, old abandoned grain silos. We've done shows everywhere, so it's not always like a clean cut space.
Yeah, because if they have to go somewhere else to use the bathroom, then they're just gone.
They're just leaving. Exactly. So make
Right.
sure that there's bathroom access. You know, if it's not right in the gallery, but the gallery is within a larger, like mall type scenario, you know, where are the bathrooms? Can we direct people to the bathrooms? Are they so far that they're just going to want to leave, or are they right here and easily accessible?
Well, yeah, because mine was at a mall, and it wasn't really easily accessible. You had to
Right.
walk around the mall quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
It's a
So
pretty big mall. So
yeah. So make sure that you know where they are, and that you can sort of easily convince people that it's like, oh, it's not far. Just come on back when you're done.
uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever you can do to make people stay at your show longer, because they get to talk to the other people that are there too, you know, and they get to have their own conversations about the artwork. And this
Yeah.
person whom they've never even met might love your work so much, be like, oh my God, this is amazing. I want to buy this, you know, like, yay, which might actually convince this other person to buy it as well, you know? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's really the more people that are there, the more ideas are flying around, and it's better off in the long run for everybody to have as many people there as possible. Of course, we're in the middle of COVID, so hopefully it's also safe. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited. I think that my September show is going to be live with an opening,
Oh,
and like we're just
wow.
going to make it really like we're kind of going to have to like shuffle people through, you know, like we can't just
Yeah.
have 30 people in there all at once hanging out
Just
for 3
clumping.
hours, but like just, you know, come in, you look, you get your beverage because it's at a cafe, you hang out for 10 minutes, you know, masks on the whole time, and then, you know, you just hopefully just keep shuffling people through. So it's going to be
Okay.
difficult, but at least there will be actual people there.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, you have people there to actually experience it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much of an experience they'll get. The actual
I don't either.
viewers themselves, if they got to be if there's like a time limit or something, because I'm pretty sure that
Yeah,
might be, because you can't just sit there and just sit there, because then you just clog up everything, and so I
exactly.
don't know.
But there's some outdoor space too. Like there's some patio area and whatnot. And I think we're gonna do some music out there. So I think
Oh,
it'll kind of
cool.
flow a little bit. You know, you come in, the walls right there with all the art where you would kind of like stand in line to get a drink, or your food or whatever. So hopefully they're doing all of that and they're getting their drink and then they're either sitting down or kind of moseying back outside, to listen to some music, and then maybe they can make another loop or whatever. So it is going to be, hopefully they're there for 10 or 15 minutes and then
Yeah.
um, you know more people. So we'll
Hmm.
see how it goes. Such a strange time right now, but it is what it is. I'd rather have some people there than no people there. So,
Oh, right. Yeah.
yeah. Yep. So we got that going on. So that's pretty much it for this week's lesson. It's something that's really sort of practiced over time. The more and more shows you do, the easier opening night will get. I remember my first couple openings, I was a nervous wreck. Oh my god. um, but it gets easier over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now, like, I love them. I would never live a life without gallery openings. I live for them. They're fantastic. I love talking about my work. I love meeting new people. I love new people talking to me about my work. Like I eat it up.
Hmm.
It's great. So,
That's
and
awesome.
yes, so I hope that eventually that becomes a happy place for you as well. I'm sure it will. So.
Yeah, it will. I mean, if not, if I don't get that chance to get out, then I'll still continue to do the virtual show, because I had so much fun doing it.
Exactly.
I,
Exactly.
I had a lot of fun. You know,
Yay.
it's it,
Yay.
it you know it's crazy, because it's like I after, like, because I was thinking about it just for a minute, and I was like, man, I really have changed, because I would never do anything like that. I am such an introvert. It's ridiculous. I'm still am.
Yeah.
And I literally did a show all through the weekend, all
Mhm.
by myself.
Yes, you did
Just
do that
me, just
all
me
by
talking.
yourself. You did that.
Friday was, yeah.
Yep.
So I'm like, wow. So yeah. Um, and I was just comfortable
Good.
doing it,
Good.
So,
Yes,
but no, thank you.
you're very welcome. See, this is what I love to do, is help other people do the thing. Let's do all the art things.
Yeah.
So, I have to
Yes.
pay you still, or you tell me. I'm on
Did
vacation,
you?
so I haven't been looking at my email. I know I got an email with an invoice. Do I have to pay it or do I have to, um,
Uh,
I don't remember.
was it a PayPal invoice?
I think so.
Would you get on Tuesday,
I think so.
or
Yeah,
or
Tuesday.
okay, yeah? Because see, the thing is, this is what, okay. It was really weird how, because after the show everything closed. So on my site they have a button where you say, okay, you have the people's information. You just click the send invoice button and it'll send it in. So I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, cool, because it's tied to one of my. It's not a PayPal account, but it's a swipe account that I have for, like,
Yeah.
my. I have a MagStripe, so, but I could take payments online. So I sent it there, and I'm like, well, how do I know that it was sent? It should send me an email telling me that, and I
I
never
got
got an email. So I was like, well, let me wait. So I was like, well, let me wait till, like, Tuesday to like send a PayPal email, send a PayPal invoice.
So
So
on Sunday at 6, I got two of the same text message that says, "Congratulations, you have won the item Rainbow Bright. Please pay at this link or find a staff member to pay in cash," which I thought was funny.
Oh God, no,
Yeah, so it
no.
came in twice
Okay,
like
okay,
that. And I was like, huh, that's weird. But
right.
I was driving and stuff. So I was like, oh, I'll deal with that later. But then
Yeah,
Tuesday
I
I saw
didn't.
I got an email with an invoice, which I
For
haven't opened
me,
yet. So I was like, well, I'll
okay,
just deal with
okay,
all that later.
okay. Crap. Okay.
I don't think it's too much of an issue.
Uh,
Is it?
just contact me. Just send the hmm.
I got to look at the invoice. I never even
Just
opened it.
yeah. Look at the invoice. Just look at the invoice and don't pay. Just we'll talk about it. I'll try to get in contact with you after the weekend. So
Okay.
you're at your parents' house and you're
Yeah,
traveling.
that's no problem.
So I don't know what your situation is. So I'll get in contact with you. I probably because what I did was I checked my bank account to see if it came through because I had another person purchase something on the auction, and I just sent that piece out
Cool.
after he sent my payment. But I'm just wondering if he sent me two payments. So I got to figure some things out.
Okay.
So
That's all good.
if he did, then I'll just sit that.
Right. All right.
So yeah, I'll get in contact with you after the weekend.
Cool. Have a nice next meeting, and I'll see you in an hour, okay?
All right.
Check you later.
Bye bye.
Bye.